This is the time in life that I am living, and I'll face each new day with a smile. For the time that I have been given such a little while, and the things that I must do consist of more than style, there be no time for you to start all over. Well, welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode 161. My name is Matthew Keel. Up in my top left, because that's what I see on my screen, is Moose, and he's shaking his head for whatever reason.
Just like
Moose. Up in the top right that I see is double legend Corey Deering himself.
I'm here.
How are you, sir?
Fantastic.
The Mixer's champ.
I'm gonna go that far.
And in the bottom left, because that's where I see him, the wise Wisconsinite, Jesse Douglas.
how's
Jesse,
it going?
no, you calm down. We're not gonna do anything further without you plugging your album. I was given a specific
All right,
order, so plug your album.
All right, well, you can go to SoundCloud, and I think it's just under Jesse Douglas or Phantom NXS.
Right.
On SoundCloud, yeah, you can. There's it's called there's I've got a couple of like mixtures of songs, but the newer album that I made is called the Invasion, or the wait.
Do I need to look this up for you, Jesse? Take it, Jesse.
Hashtag credibility.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Nerds
Gone
just
Rogue.
haven't.
It's called the intervention.
Yeah, the
Jesse,
intervention.
it's okay. These two chuckleheads let me give out the wrong email address forever. It's fine.
How long are we gonna have that hanging over our heads?
Not
Long
my
enough, my
head.
friend. Long enough, my friend.
The only one I have to remember is nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. All right.
Okay, so Moose has just said he doesn't participate in this show. Thanks a lot,
do.
Moose.
Hey,
do-
Moose, what's the phone
sure.
number? While you're
I
at it?
don't fucking know.
Yeah, you tell him, Corey.
Because nobody calls it. Anyway.
Nobody
Jesus.
calls me either, Moose. It's fine.
Oh, there you are, Jesse. I found you. Sweet baby Jesus.
Okay, so where's he at?
Jesse Douglas.
Yeah, it's the
Phantom
intervention.
NXS is in parentheses. Oh yeah. All right. Meth Face Magic is the first song that comes up. Drums and bass.
Well, that's a new
That's
one.
a good title.
No,
That's a good
that's
title.
cool. I like it, man.
That's a newer one.
I'm totally ready. I will check your stuff out at work tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like a mixture of different.
Okay.
It's like a mixture of different like drum and bass, and then there's more like of a just regular dance techno-y sound, and then there's
Ooh, I like that.
it's just kind of a mix of all different things, like whatever helped get the feeling of what each track is trying to be about or whatever, because it's kind of tells a story. I have it all in my head still, but I just need to write it down. There's kind of a little story to go along with it, but I did kind of want to just wait and let people listen to it and kind of decide for themselves what it was about. But because the pieces of what you need to kind of direct you in a direction is there, but I didn't want to. It's kind of like games and a lot of albums. Like when they're telling a story, they don't like blatantly hit you in the face with it. It's kind of up to you to decide what exactly that song's about. But
Cool.
Yeah.
so that's kind of the idea of it.
I think Matt's face is frozen. By the way,
No, my face is here.
on my screen, it's frozen. He just has this really funny look on his face.
He's got his hands on his face on mine, which is current, so he's good.
So glad I shaved this weekend. You have no idea.
I thought you were gonna try and grow it out. What made you?
No, because like
was like Reba like okay, fuck this, Greg.
Oh no, she was definitely sad.
Okay.
But I was just I
Corey. There's Corey.
just happened.
Uh-oh.
I'm here.
Okay, it's coming back.
Sorry, I was trying to refresh Matt's face, and
Is Discord pissed that I shaved? I don't know what's going on
Yes.
right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Corey's pissed that you shaved.
I am.
No, so I kept that going because Reba said she liked it, and happy wife, happy life, and all that.
Mhm.
But it came to a head, and I'm like, look, I can't take this anymore because I now know what meth addicts feel like when they're trying to scratch the fake bugs off their arm. I want to do that to my face all day long, and I can't take it.
There's definitely a time period when this is shorter and it starts growing and that it gets really annoying.
Yeah, I sent a picture of my mom. I go, so I attempted a beard, and she's like, wow. I didn't realize you could grow facial hair. and
yes, Mom, I'm not a lady.
But we have the technology. But so I had this dumb plan to like take Reba out on a nice date, and because it seems like whenever we go out, we don't really get to do a whole ton of what she wants to do, and I'm not a wine guy, so I took her out to a wine bar. Mm-hmm. We had a good old time, and then I came. After that, we came home and ceremonially shaved my face.
Did you? So you had the sit down conversation at the wine bar and said,
no, we had it a couple of days ago. I'm like,
okay. You were like, this is going.
I'm gonna. This is literally what I said. I said I'm going to dress up in a way that you'll like, so you can have it for the Yank Bank, as it were. Yes, whoa. I used those words.
Whoa! Whoa!
And so I didn't wear contacts. I wore glasses. Kept the facial hair for the date. Dressed up. We went out, and she's like, "You look so nice and handsome." And then after the date, after the date, she got
what a handsome man.
Yeah, exactly.
You gave me this trash. This is what she said. She was like, after the date and the shave, she was like, now I'm back to this trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all right.
Me shaving made her sick all the time. But other than that, it was a pretty phenomenal weekend, and we're just going to segue right into game time.
Game time.
So I'm going to be rude to our guest. No disrespect, Jesse.
He does not go first this time. Apparently,
the guest is not going first because I got a shit ton to talk about.
Oh, jeez.
And I know Jesse is going to be able to chime in on a little bit of this because I know he's played, because I listened to the NX show. I know he's played a game that I want to talk about. Okay. But I got a lot of co-op gaming with Moose in this weekend.
Sounds like you guys are all about to talk about Remnant from the
No, well, that'll be part of it.
A little bit. We got another.
Before we get there, I do want to say I have played Fire Emblem.
Yeah,
I fell in love. I fell in love with Fire Emblem, and then I have bounced off Fire Emblem.
He was like, "I'm in."
Which
some hookers, some banging music. I'm good. I'm out.
Most of that wasn't there, but I think I want to say I think those characters are amazing. I think the story is probably going to go places, but I don't think I'm going to go on the journey with it. I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's just there's a specific balance that type of game needs for me to stay in, and Fire Emblem doesn't have it. I'm there for the characters. I'm not there for the gameplay. I'm not there for the battles.
Easy mode exists.
I was playing on easy mode to try and get through it quicker. It wasn't. And Corey, I'm not saying like I was having trouble with it, because I really wasn't. Like, I'm pretty sure I could bounce that up to way more difficult and be fine.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing that I'm not into. So you will never hear me shit on that game or that series again, because it's played something that I think is actually worth people's time, and I'm not going to be like, oh well, it only became famous here because of Smash. Sorry, Fire Emblem, but I will say this: Bernadetta kind of has my heart.
Oh jeez.
Claude is my boy, and I will remain a golden deer.
Oh man.
Is it a game you're thinking about returning?
I probably won't. I'm happy with the choices I made, and I'm kind of happy to just bow out.
Okay.
And the reason I chose Golden Deer is because I thought Dimitri and Edelgard, I thought their conversation the first time you see those two talk, those two are fucking insufferable. I don't know how you said, yeah, I'm gonna go Black Eagles. I think you just saw the anime girl. You're like, yeah, I want to be on her side.
Basically what I did. They had the best. They had the best of the anime girls. You know what I mean?
But also, like, Black Eagles.
Hashtag Black Eagles.
They're kind of fascist, yo.
Yeah.
I mean, the Black Eagles are kind of fascist. The Blue Lions are kind of cops, and the Golden Deer, each one of them has like their own specific brand of crazy, and they're just barely trying to keep their shit together. And like, that's kind of what I'm like. You know what? I think I'm. And plus, Claude looks kind of like Prince. Let's be real.
It's true.
Looks like Prince, man.
Young Prince.
I'm gonna hang out with Prince before I'm gonna hang out with Edelgard or dumbass Dimitri. Sorry.
Dimitri's the worst. God,
and you know what?
He's just he walks around like he has like a pole stuck up his ass, and he's just like
the worst one is fucking Sylvain. Talk about a goddamn fuckboy. He's like chasing. Oh my god! I walk in, I say hi, Sylvain. He's like, "Hey, want to get married?" I'm like, no, that's you.
I'm just coming in here saying hi. I don't need to be hit on.
What the hell?
Coming in hot.
God damn, coming in hot and hard. And yes, I chose my words.
Literally.
Right. So Fire Emblem is good. It's just not for me. And fuck Sylvain.
Just saying, you're missing out. You got Petra. We got.
Yeah, Petra.
Dorothea?
I was like looking to recruit Petra and Dorothea. I thought I was basically gonna make Charlie's Angels the anime squad. It was gonna be great. I was gonna make Bernadetta a Pegasus riding archer from hell.
That's what I did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm 55 hours in, and that's exactly what she is. So.
Yeah. Back to the meat of the conversation. Moose and I did a bunch of co-oping. He got super drunk on stream while we were playing Bloodborne.
Yeah.
And I got super drunk on stream, and when we got off, I passed out and slept for 12 hours. It was great.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
We also played Risk of Rain 2.
Yes! Now, so good.
That Risk of Rain 2, and I'm pretty sure, I know Jesse, you're Xbox, right?
Yeah.
On Xbox.
Well, I have Switch too as well.
Okay.
But
It is on Switch, but like I would like to, you, Corey, and Ed might have a good time streaming this game because it's 3-person co-op. It's not local co-op, unfortunately, because I tried to play it with Reba and you can't play it locally.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is I know you're good at shooters, or good enough to carry Corey because that's what he always talks about.
Jesse's a carry master. Just
Bump and dump.
Moose and I were talking about this while we were playing. Like the controls here aren't like super precise. It's not Halo. It's not Call of Duty. But I also feel like it doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
Until you play it on Monsoon, like Matt made us play it on.
Oh yeah, that was fun though. That was the right kind of hellhole. I mean, it was kind of like when we dove into hell, like because Moose and I were talking about Helldivers, and basically playing this brought me back to 2015 when Moose and I were playing Helldivers every day.
Okay.
But it was in Helldivers, when we started trying to do hell dives way too early, when you were trying Monsoon, it just gets crazy, chaotic, and overwhelming. But none of it was ever like bad.
Yeah.
It was a bonkers good time. We had a ball.
Let me lay it out for you, Jesse.
Go right ahead.
So, like, the game is basically you just get dropped on a planet, okay? And you have time to, like, run around, and you have 3 difficulties. There's, like, a drizzle, downpour, and then monsoon, as far as, like, easy. But what also happens is, in the upper right corner, you have a gauge that says, this is the easy version of the difficulty you picked. And as time goes by, it goes through that gauge, and it increases. So it'll go from, like, easy to medium to hard to impossible to, like, you're gonna die eventually. And so, like, as you are time-wise moving through the game, it gets a little bit harder, and it starts throwing more enemies at you. So, like, the point of the game, from my understanding, basically, to be honest, Risk of Rain 2 is Risk of Rain in 3D. Like, if anybody that's listening is familiar with Risk of Rain, that's exactly what they did. And they did a tremendous job putting Risk of Rain in 3D. Like, we were playing, and I was like, holy cow, this is awesome. But you get dropped on a planet, and you have to find a teleporter. And basically, the teleporter, like, brings in the boss. Okay? But you might not want to do that too early, because if you run around and kill enemies, you get money. And you get experience, and as you gain experience, you get health. It's like any RPG or any, like, you know, leveling system. You'll get health. You do more damage as you level up, but also you get money. And then there's crates on the ground, and, like, in this crate, you might find a perk that you pick up that, say, increases your critical strike chance. It gives you a shield. If you take damage, the shield pops, or it heals you if you take damage, or if you shoot a target, and you'll heal yourself, or if you kill a target, it drops a healing orb. So, like, there's all these I don't want to say a lot, but you just want to, like, peruse the world and see where the crates are, kill enemies, try and collect all the crates that you can with the power-ups, and then go to the boss, take out the boss, and move on to the next world. So, and then,
because I know I watched you guys play Helldivers one of the times. Like, I thought that game looked like a lot of fun. It kind of reminds me, like, because, like, there's been a lot of top-down type games like that over the years, but, like, specifically, it reminded me of, like, a lot of the fun I used to have playing, like, Load and Reload on PS2, I think.
Yeah,
you know, like that kind of stuff. Those are a lot of fun, those kind of games. So yeah, I'm sure I'll probably like this, and if it's more like in 3D and kind of changing it up a little bit.
Well, we were talking about it, and, like, if you play on a more difficult level, like, you need to be a little bit more precise with your shooting. But, like, what's cool is, like, you start out with a character. He's got a regular dual pistol attack, then he's got, like, a phase cannon. It's on a cooldown. He's got a rapid fire, which actually stuns, and then he has a combat roll. So, like, all 4 of your shoulder buttons are doing something. Then you have jump, and so, like, and then you can pick up an item that fits into your utility slot, which is your triangle button. Sometimes that's the only 2 that I've gotten so far is a multi-missile homing missile. So you just sit there, hit triangle, and it fires missiles into the air, and it just goes after targets till they're dead.
Oh, nice.
And then I also had the black hole, which
is a cool thing.
Yeah,
that was awesome.
You fire it right in place, and then it pulls all the enemies towards it. And then Matt had
increased critical chance for like 10 seconds. Where
it increases. I think it just doubled it doubled your critical damage.
I think it was 100% critical chance for
and so you're just sitting there just, like, melting the enemies that are stuck in that black hole. And so, like, we'd be sitting there, and we'd be going to take on the boss, and he'd be like, tell me when you're gonna pop it, because then I'll pop this, and then we'll just, like, melt faces. And we had a blast playing it. And we played for a while and did, like, the easy, and then we switched it up to Monsoon and played for a while. And then he got off. And then last night I streamed it for a while. And so like the other characters in the game, like you have to do certain things in the game to unlock them. So like one of the characters, you have to beat the first level 5 times and it'll unlock them. You have to get to level 7 without dying to unlock another character. So it's like, okay, well, start on easy. Like it's not difficulty specific. So you could start on easy, get to level 7, and you're good to go. There's one guy who I haven't gotten yet, but like when you get dropped in your pod, there's a panel on the back of your pod you can open up and pull out like this utility core, and you carry it around with you. You have to get it to the 4th level and actually turn it into him. Like he's just hanging out in this 4th world.
Oh wow, they did Tunnel Man from Spelunky.
You have to give it to him for him to become an unlockable character. But the problem is, if you get below 50% health, it's an instant kill. The utility pack overheats and just annihilates you. So it makes it like extremely difficult if you're playing on like medium or monsoon or whatever. So, but it's Risk of Rain 2 is like a tremendous amount of fun. Yeah, it's a lot.
It sounds like it. It definitely sounds like it's up my alley of something I'd enjoy.
Yeah,
and we were saying that like while we were playing that the first Risk of Rain, it was really good. Like it didn't really wave my flag all that much, but this is like perfect. Like this is like the perfect evolution of that, to the point where it's just like it's kind of one of those things that I want to keep going back to constantly. And I think we will.
Yeah,
I think Risk of Rain.
Well, and you wonder sometimes if you don't get more things like that. Just because people are afraid to move from a certain way to like that 3D, a lot of times, I mean, it's not exactly an easy jump, to do.
Yeah.
Correct.
But you worry sometimes if the game just won't translate to that 3D world, and they luckily they tried it and it worked out, for them.
I think the biggest problem with Risk of Rain was the fact that it was like it wouldn't let you like zoom in. So like if you play in like Terraria on PS4 and it's like zoomed out to the max, like you can actually like move on the trackpad your fingers, like you're zooming in on your phone, and like zoom in the screen a little bit so you can like actually see what you're doing. Like Risk of Rain on the PS4 was not a good time. But on the Vita, it was perfect. It was decent. It looked really good on the Vita. It was a lot of fun to play. But like I said, like they just basically were like, we're gonna take the first game, polish a lot of stuff, and put it in 3D, and they did a great job. They did a tremendous job. And shout out to Matt and I were playing. Sorry, I gotta pick up my Switch for this because I got it here. Matt and I were playing, and I agree with him. The music in it is awesome. So I want to shout out Astronaut Down at Astronaut Down on Instagram and Twitter. That is the gentleman that did the music for both Risk of Rain and Risk of Rain 2. Check him out, man. Some good stuff.
Risk of Rain 2, like especially that second world we were in that had like that theremin-y horror music. Oh, it was a good time.
Yeah.
It was a real good time.
He's got some good stuff. Astronaut Down. So I was like,
yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So, anyways, Matt, you can
the last thing I'm going to talk about is Remnant from the Ashes. Brought it up last week. I know that Jesse brought it up on the NX show, and Moose and I were able to co-op it earlier today, and overnight. I made a shit ton of progress. I put Gorefist in the ground. I felt good about that. I met who is called the Root Mother.
Ooh.
And no.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she's good. She upgraded my dragon heart thing.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did. instead of 3 Estises, I now have 4.
Ooh.
What, son? And I have gotten to this giant tree-looking Cthulhu monster that is very difficult to fight. This game, man, and I want to say, this game has some Destiny shit going on in it.
Yeah.
Not in the like I have to do daily strikes or I have or like I'm gonna do the pretend MMO thing. But this does like the future wasteland thing really, really well. Whenever I get frustrated at an area, I'll just like back out and just start jumping into random games. I jumped into this game that was where this person was on a desert in a future city that has also been overrun by an apocalypse. So like buildings are just hollowed out, falling over, and there's like you go into a spaceship and fight a thing. This game is. I started taking screenshots every new place I saw, and I cannot wait to play more of this game. This game is fun. It's difficult as shit. And one of the genius things that you brought up on the NX show, Jesse, is stuff that you pick up in someone else's game, you could just take to your world, and I think that is amazing.
That is smart, because I remember when State of Decay first came out, in the co-op stuff, you couldn't take stuff back, and I think they've since changed that in an update. But like,
it's too late, motherfuckers.
Well, I don't know. That DLC's just came out, and people seem to have liked it. So.
You got
Moose doesn't like it because it's not on PlayStation.
Xbox. Yeah, that's what he's doing.
No, I played State of Decay. I played a shit ton of the first one, and I was hopeful for the second one. But it's like, it's 2019. You know what I mean? Like, why is your co-op not accessible to like everyone? Why is it not easy?
Well, I will say this, that I wouldn't bring to every game. Like, I wouldn't want that in Dark Souls. I wouldn't want that in I wouldn't even want that in Bloodborne. Like, I like the fact that if you were like when we were running Chalice dungeons in Bloodborne and you get like a Bloodstone chunk or whatever, I like that those come with you. But a lot of the stuff that I found myself picking up were like quest items, and I'm like, I don't have the person that requires this item in my world, so I don't know if I've missed something. No. I don't know if so like that's kind of confusing, but it also makes me ask questions and want to go deeper. So
right, I agree with that statement, but like things like bandages or like Bloodborne, the blood vials, or like stuff that you can pick, and Quicksilver bullets. That's really all you can pick up if you're doing co-op with somebody, besides going into the Chalice dungeons and getting some blood chunks and stuff like that. Like, that makes sense. No, I don't want it to be like quest items and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like anything that's like scrap, or like we were picking up scrap, and then so like after you logged off, I logged off because I went and did some stuff and helped Kelly, clean up around the house and whatnot. I came back to it, and I actually went back to the hub and leveled up, and went back to where we were kind of struggling and just owning shit.
Oh,
like
that's
I was able to level up to a point where like it was just like the dude with the minigun was not killing me as fast. Like, I was able to put him down with like maybe 5 or 6 shots of the shotgun. So I thought that was cool, but I think like I agree with you though. There should be a certain range of items that you shouldn't pick up, like quest items and whatnot in someone else's world. But like definitely things that, like, if you're co-oping with someone and they pick up scrap, like, why shouldn't you get that scrap too that you can use to upgrade your weapons or use to like, pay, like buy consumables. You know what I mean? Like, that's like Bloodborne. Like, you get souls while you're helping somebody kill stuff, so you can buy consumables and stuff. So, it's
honestly
a balance.
Honestly, like, back to State of Decay, like I'm sure a lot of people would hate me for saying this who are like super big fans of it, but I still like the first one more than I liked the second one. And I honestly think that they would benefit from focusing on the things that they did best in the game and make it more of a co-op arcade style game. Focus less on the survive, like the having to constantly put food and all that stuff at the houses. Or you could still do that, but they tried to go too big with the whole building aspect of building your own big bases and camps to migrate people to and all that stuff. And
Yeah.
I think they should have just focused more on the having fun part with friends, where you just go out and you wipe out zombies, and you can find new guns and stuff similar to like a Destiny or something, or upgrade things or upgrade your base in some way. But they I feel like they focus too much on that base stuff, and the trying to save like people, and you can only bring so many people back to this base, and so you've got to upgrade another place to be able to have more people. Like they just kind of spread it way too much, and they should have just focused on making it a more arcade style, just have fun with your friends game, not have to worry so much about everything else, constantly keeping levels of food and electricity and rations, and and all these things that you're having to worry about the whole time, and you're not actually really being able to enjoy yourself, because it's like, if I'm just having too much fun, I might not be getting enough of what I need to be bringing back with me. And so like I just felt like it kind of
Sounds like the game
didn't
became
really
a job.
let you have enough fun.
Yeah,
Like you felt like if you had too much fun, you were wasting time.
Yeah, like Matt said,
So-
it became a job.
Sounds like the game became a job.
Yeah, exactly. And
I mean,
that's
sure
what I
that's
feel like was the
somebody
big problem
for me.
with that. But
So yeah. No, now you've played Remnant, Jesse. How far along are you in it?
I'm just to the part where I talk to the guy in the airplane after I beat the that first bigger boss, like
Gorefist?
Gorefist.
Okay.
Like with all those dumb screaming things that come running after you. Yeah. that sound like Mini-Me when he falls.
That sound is so horrifying. Like, it's so horrifying.
Look up the video of Mini-Me falling when he does that scream thing, and that's exactly what it sounds like. But I'm not super far. I am gonna get back into it again, because I do love it, because it like takes the elements of the things like that you guys are used to with like Bloodborne and stuff like that, but then it mixes in the stuff that I enjoy, the shooting stuff, and it feels damn good in that game. And just like, it's a nice mix of all those things, and so I'm really enjoying it a lot.
We'll see. And the best thing about this is you and I got Gorefist as our first boss. Bruce got Shroud.
Okay.
And Shroud's a prick. I've gone into other people's games to face him, and it's.
I'm thoroughly enjoying the game. I do, like Matt and I were talking about it. Excuse me. I like the shooting's good. I think the shooting's good in it. I like the switching from shooting to melee. So like you can hold down the L2 or left bumper if you're on Xbox to like aim.
I think it's
shoot, and then let go. As soon as you let go, you can just keep hit. You can hit R2 and bring up your melee weapon and just start laying waste to stuff. And so it's pretty.
It's
sweet.
a very elegant tactic too. Like,
no, it is.
If you get overrun or reload, just pull out the hammer and smack him in the face.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to maybe killing that first boss and seeing where I can go from there. I'm sure Matt and I will co-op again eventually if we can get the chance. Should be fun. But I do highly recommend like leveling up if you get a chance. Because like we were trying to clear the first area to the first boss, and we eventually got to the first boss and tried the first boss, and we both got like
wrecked.
Yeah, we got wrecked. And so I was just like, I gotta go. He's like, oh, cool. So I left and I came back and I was like, all right, well, you know what? I'm gonna clear I'm gonna go back to the home base, level up, and come back. And that's probably what I should have did before we even tried the boss. Been like, let's go back to the home world. Let me level up, like spend all my scrap, and try and at least put out more damage than what I was doing. And I was even able to go back and buy. So like, what's cool is they have like alternate fires, or like quote unquote like weapon upgrades for your weapons. And so you hit R1, like my shotgun, like as soon as if I build up enough like kills with any bullet weapon, like if I hit that, it does fire damage for a certain amount of time. And then while I put on my pistol, like I can heal myself, like it'll heal me like for, you know, a certain amount over a certain amount of seconds. And I was like, yeah, that'll be good, like having something that heals me, you know, like that's pretty smart. So I thought that was pretty cool. I like how their bandaging works for bleeding. Like if you're bleeding, you can bandage yourself. Or what is it, rot, Matt? I think
rot.
Like you get infected with. So it's like I'm watching it and I'm like, man, it's just, I mean, and it's not like a dig at the game, but it's like, oh, it's just like the Dark Souls and Bloodborne, where like it's like the frenzy meter. Like as it builds up, if it procs, you're infected. But if it doesn't, you can sit there and wait and it'll slowly tick down, or you can take something to like get rid of it. And so I thought that was pretty cool. I like that.
When you do the crystal, it's basically the Dark Souls position.
Yeah, like you're definitely sitting in the Dark Souls.
Like that's a bonfire. Come on.
Yeah.
It is definitely a fun game. I'm looking to playing more of it. Got a bunch of trophies from it, from just hanging out and playing in it. And so I want to get back to it. And it's definitely a game I'm going to try and beat. And it'll probably be in my top 10.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely in the top 10 for my year. So
yeah, the second I seen it at
Go ahead. Sorry.
the second I seen it at the PC gaming show at E3, I'm like, okay, this is definitely something that I'm really gonna get into. I have a feeling. And so like me and Ed had watched it and streamed that and watched it together, and me and him both were like, yeah, that game looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And if I'm not
I've been waiting since E3, like, to finally get to play it. And I
completely glazed over that at E3. I completely missed it. Completely. Did not know about it.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people just didn't watch that PC gaming show at all, so they missed it completely. So
gamers.
I did this year. I watched it this year because I heard reviews, but even then, like there was actually a lot there, and I just completely missed Remnant.
Yeah, well, and I think it was just kind of nice because it wasn't just PC stuff. Like, you got to see so many console games there that weren't showed anywhere else. So it's like, if you missed that, you missed a big chunk of some of the games that were being announced for console, this E3. So I was really glad that I watched it. Yeah, there was some good stuff on. So.
The last thing I'm going to mention, and I haven't played this, but I know Jesse chimed in on a post I put in a Giant Bomb Face group about a game called Heave Ho.
Yeah.
This game, just look at this game. In fact, just go watch the Giant Bomb Quick Look. And if that doesn't sell you on this game, you should. I don't know what to tell you, but that game looks fun. Showed it to Reba. She's like, I want to play this. I'm like,
yeah.
So now, since I've been rude, I'm going to graciously go to our guest. Jesse, what have you been playing? Oh, Moose has a finger up.
I just wanted to say 1 second. To add like a cherry on top of the topping of the sundae that is Remnant from the Ashes, it's not a full price game.
No, it's $4.
It's okay. Yeah, it's only $40.
Yeah. So if you're like, watch some videos about it. It got my stamp of approval, Matt's stamp of approval, Jesse's stamp of approval. I'm sure Corey would like it if he played it. It's not.
It looks all right.
Like, so get out there, watch some videos, and you're only it's $40. So that's the other like check in the win column for them.
Yeah.
So
if you like third person games, it's definitely a good third person shooter, but then it throws in melee and stuff as well, and it does a good job of mixing the two. So yeah, if you're into third person gaming, which I know Corey is, I think he would actually enjoy it if he played
I
it.
can't. Gears comes tomorrow. Can't play it.
I know.
Gears comes out.
Well,
I
this
know,
isn't
but
a
I'm
cover
just saying
shooter,
you
so
would probably.
Don't care. Gears tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
okay,
I'll
Jesse,
take
what
a
have you
look
been
at
playing?
it.
What have you been playing?
All right, so I've I've kind of been trying a couple little things here because with Game Pass they've really been adding some good things. I like there's a bunch that I downloaded I haven't gotten a chance to play yet. Like I need to play Devil May Cry 5 because they added that to Game Pass. But
Which is nice.
the
Yeah.
big one is last night I was streaming for a while Blair Witch,
Ooh.
and it's a good game, but I don't know if I was having some kind of glitching issue or something was happening where I did what I should have been doing and it just wasn't popping what was supposed to. I finally did get it to work. So I don't know if it was really finicky as to where I was standing when I was doing what I needed to do.
Sounds like you had a Blair
but-
glitch.
So
Oh
don't-
man, I'm
I
proud
don't
of
know.
that one. Moose just ignored it.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch it because
Aw.
I'm seriously having issues with you guys cutting in and out.
I didn't hear you because I don't care.
Well, that's fair.
No, I'm just kidding. I didn't even know what you said.
Oh,
I
I
didn't
said
hear you because I stepped away.
I said it sounds like Jesse had a Blair glitch.
Yeah.
Second time's charm, everybody. Good jokes always hit the second
Brain
time.
humor is amazing
Yeah.
humor.
Just a bit
Yeah, it was-
outside.
The Blair glitch project.
Pro tip: jokes always hit better the second time.
Yeah, it's a good game. I'm
Especially
enjoying
when you
it,
explain
and it's like games like almost never make me jump like horror games. The only game that in the past really that was able to was the original Resident Evil 2. Like when you're running down the hallway and then all of a sudden dude just like breaks right through the wall, like right as you're running down the hall, just kind of minding your own business. And so, but this game last night when I was playing it, I was, joking around about it. And like, there's something like a creature thing that's like half like see through, just like kind of like glitching in place. And I walked up to it laughing, and then all of a sudden it moved like really quickly. And I actually did get like jump from it, which normally like for games to do that, it's really hard. So like, it has that so far that it was able to do that, what horror games usually don't do to me. But like it's very much like a lot of like different games that that we've already seen, but it's like what makes it cool is just the whole like rewinding and playing of the video like aspect of it, of like where you got to stand. And this is what I was having an issue with working, but I finally figured it out. But like what you do is like throughout the game you're finding video tapes of stuff happening in the woods, and then you come upon the area where these things were recorded, and so you've got to watch the tape in your little handheld cassette camcorder or whatever. You got to watch it and try to figure out where it was being shot from. And then when you like, if you rewind it, like let's say there's like a tree fell down on an area blocking you through a path, you pull out the camcorder and you aim it in the direction that it would have been when it was originally being recorded, and you rewind it, and all of a sudden I could hear the tree going back up, and as soon as I like remove the camera from my face, all of a sudden next thing you know the tree's back up again instead of fell. So then I could go through the path. So it's like a lot of just
how
like
cameras work.
So yeah, it's just a lot of really cool like things like that make it stand out. And like it's definitely a game where you got to play with headphones on, because you're hearing all these creepy noises in the woods like coming at all directions around you while you're walking through them with just a wake where all you've got is a flashlight. and it does the Alan Wake thing where your flashlight, you shine it on these creatures that are out in the woods, and then all of a sudden it will vibrate your controller if you're aimed perfectly at them, and then they'll disappear if you hold it on them long enough. And so it kind of does the whole Alan Wake thing, which, you know, like Alan Wake is the reason that I absolutely love that, you know, that game studio. And, you know, and I haven't gotten Control yet just because I've kind of waiting for the money to get it. But
yeah, that's been my issue too. Also, like I have a base PS4 and I'm hearing it runs like garbage.
yeah,
on it, so
yeah, they were saying like the Xbox One X is the only one that it runs like perfectly on, like that or PC. They
yeah,
said
like
that
the only,
it does
yeah,
work.
like
It works
PC,
better, you know, obviously better on the Pro,
Mhm.
but they said they still had some issues with it. But
Yeah,
I'd imagine those
definitely
kind of
better.
things will be fixed.
Yeah, it's definitely better on the better iterations of the consoles, but yeah.
Yeah.
like that is a game I fucking want to play. Like honestly,
Yeah.
there's so what I've seen about that game like since release, like it's given me that Nier Automata vibe
Yeah.
in a very good way. Where it's
Yeah.
pushing narrative in a whole bunch of different ways, and I really want to play it. I'm hoping it gets patched, or I might just bite the bullet and trade up for a PS4 Pro.
Yeah.
So, like that's the first game that's got me thinking about doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the thing for me, like as more people talk about it and they say that it's kind of just a better version of Quantum Break, almost like, you know, more brought into more modern, like everything's that, you know, the things that did good in Quantum Break, they perfected, and, you know, and brought some of those things, mechanics, like into this, and like, and I loved Quantum Break. You know, I'm one of the rare people who even didn't mind the actual watching episodes of an actual TV show in between sections. Like they play a full on TV show. Like you watch an episode of a show every,
Right.
you know, section of the along the way of the game.
Play
And
90
I
minutes and
didn't-
watch a 20-minute show, something like that.
Yeah. And I didn't mind it only because all the actors in that game were from previous TV shows that I watch and enjoy anyways. So like I was familiar with all the actors, so it was kind of neat to see them like all from all these different shows that I watch all into one show. So like for me it was entertaining, and I was glad that they did that just because of that purpose. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to Control. The other stuff, like me and Corey and like a bunch of us were streaming Fortnite, which I like never play, but I'm actually have been playing that lately, and trying that out.
So
And then
hard. It's too difficult to
obvious,
shoot and build at the same time. It's too
I
difficult.
need a controller with paddles.
that's why I just stick to Blackout. I just play Blackout or Apex, and that's about it. It's whatever, you know. I'll play Fortnite, you know, for fun.
None of those are bad games. That's all I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
none of them are.
No.
But it's
No.
funny you mentioned Blackout, and so like I was going through my library yesterday because I'm like, well, shit, I'm putting Sniper Elite 4 on here because it's the free game from last month with PlayStation Plus, and then I'm like, I gotta prep for Borderlands, so I'm like, okay, well, pretty much Borderlands Game of the Year is gone because I'm not gonna play that when Borderlands 3 comes out, and pretty much Handsome Collection is gone. And then me and Jason were talking about it. I only had like 150 gigs like available because I have like, I think I have like a 1 terabyte hard drive. And he's like, what the hell do you have on there? And I'm like, Blackout. I was like Call of Duty 4 is like 100.
Let me tell you about my porn addiction.
Yeah. Like, let me tell you about my gaming addiction. I'm like, Division 2 is like almost 100 gigs.
Oh, the Division 2 is so huge.
Oh my
It really is.
He's like, who you playing Black Ops 4 with? And I'm like, well, actually, no one right now. He's like, get rid of it. He's like, get it out. Like, you know what? I like this man's thought process. So like, I got rid of it. I mean, I thoroughly like Matt said, not a bad game. Love every game mode of that game.
Did Jason Marshall just become your Liz Lemon deal breaker?
Yeah. And so I got rid of all that, and so now I'm prepped and ready for for the big game in 2 weeks or 10 days.
I'm gonna be honest, it's kind of sad that once Borderlands 3 drops, we're not going to be playing Remnant or Risk of Rain for a while.
Yeah,
It makes me sad.
I was telling Corey, the thing is though, like a bunch of us are either for sure or planning on eventually getting Modern Warfare. They'll be the first game that we can play on Xbox and PlayStation and actually play together.
Yeah.
We should team up and do like some missions with that or something. Not missions, but some
I think
multiplayer.
I think it would be fun.
We could do 4-person. If we could do the 4-person, like remember the Spec Ops missions that they had, and I think it was in Modern Warfare 2.
I think it was in 2.
Those were cool.
I remember.
If we could do those, that'd be great. But you will not see my ass in a death match anytime soon. I know where I belong, and I belong not there.
Right.
You could be in. You could be the tank. You could be in a tank because they're gonna have like battlefield style matches in this one where there's gonna be like tanks and vehicles and massive maps and.
The problem is you'll spawn out in the middle of nowhere with nothing but whatever you have, and then you have to get to a tank. I won't make it to the tank. I guarantee you.
Yeah, either way, it's going to be interesting.
With me enough to know that he's like, "Yep, Matt's not making it to the tank."
Matt also might fall asleep if he's playing.
That's true. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
that's how I started a podcast.
Yeah. Some say that was the day this all began.
Yep.
A long, long time ago.
Matt in a constant kneel pose in front of Crota. Unafraid.
And a land far away with guardians and aliens.
Okay, so
a podcast formed.
Anything else you're playing, Jesse?
What was that?
Anything else you're playing?
Anything else you're playing?
Let's see. I'm blanking. There's a couple of things, but it is mostly that. I downloaded Heave Ho, but I haven't gotten a chance. I was gonna bring it over to my get together with my friends the other day. If my other friend had already had brought his Switch, because he was at my friend's that we were doing stuff at, and he didn't bring it, so I just was like, I'll have to bring it another time then, because otherwise we would only had 2 controllers. But I had planned on trying it with them, and I did show my friends videos of it and stuff. I showed them some of the Giant Bomb quick look stuff, and they were pretty interested in it. So it's definitely something we'll probably end up playing next time we have a get together. So
cool.
Yeah,
cool.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, yeah.
Corey, Moose,
me.
Either one of you?
I'll go. Recap, Risk of Rain 2, Matt,
yep.
Remnant, good.
Corey.
It's more Bloodborne streaming. Since I got back, I'm back from Atlanta. It was nice settling in to being home. I played some Astral Chain today. It's a good game. It is a good game. Although I feel like a lot of Platinum games, I'm like, what the fuck is going on with this game? Like, you're playing and you're just like, what is happening? Like, what is happening on the screen right now?
I don't know. Dude, I'm just over here looking at Ninja Turtle toys on Amazon.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying what's happening on the game screen.
He's talking about Astral Chain.
Sure.
I thought he was talking about you making all of that noise over there.
No, my mic fell. That's fine.
But anyways,
good.
So like the game, like
that's it. No.
I feel like I got through the tutorial and I got to the home base, and now I've been told I need to go down and like learn how to work with my legion, and I'm just like, that's probably a good thing. Like, let's spend some quality time in there and like figure out how this game works. But it's a lot of fun. The game is beautiful. I haven't experienced slowdown at all, if any. So it's a good game. Like, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. So I like the story. Different kinds of weapons. Like, you got ranged weapons. You got a pistol, or you could switch between that or a baton, since you're a police officer, and rock and roll. But that's pretty much it. Because I'm just waiting for Torchlight 2 to drop at midnight, which I can't pre-order, which is trash. No. I apologize. You can pre-order, you can't preload. So like, every time I go to the store, so like, I'm gonna go on a little rant here. Y'all can follow me. PlayStation Store is trash because like, you can either A, preload the game from your library, or you can preload it from the store. It's not like one or the other. It's like it's 50-50 on what our game is going to be, where you're going to be able to preload it from. And so I tried to go through my library. It won't allow me to download it. And I tried every time I go to the store to load Torchlight 2 and click on it, I've already pre-ordered it. And so it just kicks me back out to the home screen of the PlayStation 4. And I'm like, I want to download it. Like, just download the game so it's ready at midnight, because I wanted to play it a little tonight before I went to bed, but whatever. Anyways, looking forward to that. And I think Conan Chop Chop comes out tomorrow.
Oh, nice.
Oh, shit, I forgot to talk about a game. I'm sorry.
I'm still on the fence of like getting day one because we have so much coming out, but it looks so good. Like, it looks so good. But anyways, so that's pretty much what I've been playing. Just rolling around, hanging out, and playing on my new Switch. So
I want that Freedom Finger game too.
That game looks so dumb and good. Oh, I can't wait for that. Corey, I know it's your turn. I just wanted to say my wife and I fired up Swords of Ditto.
Okay.
Nice little couch co-op roguelike. Looks like a Saturday morning cartoon in the old school Zelda vein. We had a blast. She wants to play more of it. I want to play more of it. It's fun. You should play it. It's on Switch. It's on PS4. It's on Steam. Don't know about Xbox, but one of those two can tell us. And Corey, go ahead. Now that Moose's rant has passed, we have saved the best for last.
Mm-hmm. I don't believe that for a second, but that's fine.
Ain't about you, man. Selfish.
I know. Apologize for being selfish.
Don't be sorry. Be better.
Be better. Right. Hashtag be better. It's our new initiative. Which we'll talk about later, along with a few other things that are happening that I filled Matt in on.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
Don't put the cart before the horse.
I'm not. I'm just...
Hey, Corey, have you played any video games?
Nope, 0 games, sir.
Okay, good.
I'm just kidding.
Emails! No.
I played, let's see, Fire Emblem, 55 hours in. Just keep grinding that mission that doesn't advance time, which is great. So you can just keep grinding your crappy, sorry, pitiful characters and...
make them better.
Yeah, pretty much.
Tread Water is my favorite De La Soul song.
And then, let's see, besides what Jesse said, we played Fortnite and Blackout, and then I got back into Overwatch this past week. Kind of played a lot of Overwatch this week.
That's a special kind of punishment.
Not when you're a healer, man. You just stay out of the way and shoot little yellow balls at people and hope they hit them, and they're like, yeah.
Until people start saying, "Hey, Mercy, how come you're not killing?" Like, "Hey, I'm a healer."
I mean, I'm usually Lucio, but that's cool. Also Reinhardt, and also I realized I haven't played that game in a long time because there's like 6 or 7 characters that I had no idea who they were. So
yeah, I haven't played since any of the new ones have come in.
Yeah.
So
I think
there's 31 characters now, and I don't know any of them.
something like that. And then they totally got rid of like the tank class. It's defense, offense, and heal now. So whatever that means. So
Reinhardt was my boy.
I played a lot of Overwatch. I played a lot of Halo. A lot of Destiny. I played a lot of games this week.
Nice.
So I mean, there's nothing really to talk about. I'm really excited for Gears tomorrow because I have Game Pass Ultimate, so I'll be playing that tomorrow. Tomorrow night on stream, hopefully, maybe. Right, Jesse?
He didn't hear you.
I know he didn't. That was the point because I saw him put his headphones on. I just. So that's going to consume my life for the next week or so, 2 weeks probably. I did get Astral Chain, but I haven't turned it on yet. I just downloaded it, so I also pulled the plug on my GameStop pre-orders because not to be real French about this, but fuck them. So I'll give Game Informer $20 myself. You know what I mean? I'll drive to Minnesota and hand them $20 for my magazine subscription. I mean,
I want to speak to Andy McNamara. Here's $20.
Andy, Reiner, buy yourselves a pizza.
Where's my subscription?
Paper, please. None of this digital crap. But yeah, that's kind of all I've really been playing. So that's it.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah, we had a nice chunky little game time, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. Nice little chunky,
let's get to,
chunkies, chunky cheese. What?
Are you stuck in a loop again?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, so
I don't know what's going on.
Do I ever know what I'm doing? No.
I mean, 161 episodes in, we're still figuring it out. That's cool. So let's go to questions. You got a question for us? Nerds Gone Rogue Podcast at gmail.com. At Nerds Gone Rogue on Twitter. You can ask them in our Facebook group, facebook.com/Nerds Gone Rogue Community or /group/Nerds Gone Rogue Community. Hit us up anywhere. We answer questions every show, starting with one we've not heard from in a while. Casey McHale.
Woo!
Hey, Midwest Duders. I have a question for you all. What are your thoughts on this newfound love for 8K? 4K is barely a thing, and yet I still game on 1080p on a 1080p monitor, and the next gen is said to prioritize fidelity. What do the coolest dudes in video games think about this? Still listen every week. Thank you for listening. Thank you for the compliment.
It's just an excuse to make you upgrade your TV.
Yep.
Dude, I haven't upgraded my TV in like 11 years.
And I think it's partially that and future proofing. They're just like, we want to be able to say that if you want to play in 8K, you have that option, but we're not really going to focus on it that much. It's, we're going to worry about 4K and trying to reach those high frame rates and, but they had to make it where they could say technically if you have an 8K TV, you'll still be able to use it, But.
Yeah. I'm not even concerned about 4K. As I've said it before, frame rate is king over resolution. I'd rather be on 1080p, 60 frames a second locked than be in 4K and it dips and dives all over the damn place with the resolution, because that does not help when you're like playing a fast shooter or whatnot. So
there are a few things there are a few things I know, and then there's one thing I think I know, and the thing I think I know is that there are barely any TV networks or entertainment outlets broadcasting in 4K a majority of the time.
Dude, a lot of them aren't even broadcasting in 1080p.
Exactly.
A lot of news networks still use 720p cameras.
Yeah, so until I would do that research before I say, I'm gonna get an 8K TV, because really you're just.
I thought you were about to go into a Kermit the Frog voice.
Yeah, but also I don't believe human eye can even see 4K, so it doesn't.
No, it can't.
So
Yeah.
So you can have all the Ks you want. Your eye is not noticing it. So it is.
I can see all the Ks.
You're just out there. You're just out there waving your dick in the wind, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, that's what I do.
No, I mean, so
every morning.
In the defense of the statement, my like Corey said, he hasn't upgraded his TV in 11 years. I haven't upgraded mine in like 9 or 10. So yes, if I jumped to a TV that had 4K, I'm sure the 1080p would look a lot better on that TV than it does on the current one that I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna update my gaming monitor before I update my TV at this point, because like I don't like since I started like really streaming, like I haven't played games on my big TV in like a long time, and like if I'm not gonna play games on it, there's no need for me to like upgrade it really, unless it like burns out or whatever. But like if I'm gonna upgrade something, it's gonna be the gaming monitor I have, because this gaming monitor is 720p and 60 hertz. I'd rather have a 1080p, fast frame rate monitor so it can keep up with the frame rates and stuff, and have 1080p resolution. Moose, we've had this discussion 1,000 times. So
yeah, I mean, at this point, I'm starting to come up with a build for a PC, and I would rather, like, if I'm going to buy a good monitor, I'm going to buy it there, because Reba and I, we like to play PS4. I'm not going to break the bank updating it, because I don't need it. Whereas I would want a higher end monitor for when I actually PC game and stream there. But yeah, so the newfound love for 8K, I think all four of us agree that it's kind of a ruse at this point, looking to attack your wallet.
I mean, unless you're getting like a
I
huge
think the
TV.
way I think the way that it, like, the only way that it makes any difference is in a way that doesn't really matter. It's similar to like when you look at a painting. If you look at it closely, it looks like garbage, but when you back away from a painting, it looks better.
It depends on the painting.
Well, yeah, but
like, just the idea. You're standing really close to like a Renoir, where it's an impressionist. Like, you need to wait to let the shape stay.
Unless it's an actual painting of garbage.
I think that's like basically.
There.
I think basically, like, the only difference you'd notice is you could go up closer to a TV and it would still look a little bit sharper in 4K than it would in 1080p, but no one really goes up to their TV and plays it right in front of it like that. So therefore it's kind of a useless, jump, as far as when you're sitting back where you would normally play anyways. Like, I honestly think that's all it would do, is just make things sharper closer up.
I mean, in all honesty, I've walked through Walmart, I've walked through Best Buy, and I've seen the 4K TVs, and I'm like, man, that looks beautiful. But it's like, I know my console can't handle that. I know my console runs on 1080p. I mean, I have the Pro, so yes, quote unquote, it does have 4K capabilities, and I know Jeff and I have talked about it and how it actually, like, it's a good, if you're making the investment to if you want to get a new TV, yeah, get a 4K TV if you have a PS4 Pro, because your games are going to look better. But like, I'm not in that market yet, and I'm going to wait. It'll probably be the next console generation when I buy a new TV, but there's no need there. I mean, like, when they sit there and they're like, 1080p is better than 980p or whatever, and it's like, well, unless you're looking at things right next to each other, like a TV with this running this and a TV running that, like, you're not gonna know. You know what I mean? Like, that's just my opinion. And my TV still looks good, I think. Then again, someone would probably come in and be like, this is absolute trash. And I'd be like, yeah,
probably.
Yes, I am. I am absolute trash.
And I will say, get out.
Get out.
So next question, Brandon Lamleal. Hey everyone, I'm a new listener and relatively new to the stream scene on Twitch and Mixer. I don't know which platform I'm going to main, but I do have one question about your show. I noticed you do go live every week and wonder how you deal with doing a live show every week. Is it tough to keep up with chats and tweets and emails? What keeps your head on straight? Keep it real, my dudes. Well, Brandon,
let me tell you about
keeping my head on straight. I'm lucky it's attached most of the time. I don't know if it's on straight.
That's what Reba's there for. Keep it on. She tied it there. She's all like,
we're supposed to do that for each other, and I think we're at 50% successful.
Well, 50% makes 100, so y'all
sure. How do we deal with doing a live show every week? I feel like we just do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of treat it as like we're not really doing a live show, and if people watch, that's cool. But most of the people that watch kind of know what to expect from us, and if like people are in the chat, we'll acknowledge it, but we're not going to be like, hey,
and
you know.
And that's not to like disparage any of that. We're just bad at that, I think.
Yeah.
I know I am. I know I'm very bad at trying to.
And like now that I'm testing like streaming to multiple platforms now. And like it's just like keeping more than one chat open is like, oh, geez.
It's hard.
Yeah. So like I know that like I'm streaming to Nerds Gone Rogue's YouTube right now, but I'm also streaming to my Mixer page.
Yeah.
And like I have, there's people in the chat on the Mixer page, right? And it's not that I
jumped in there for a second.
Yeah, you did. And it's not like, hey, it's not that I didn't acknowledge you being there. It's just like we're just kind of in the flow of things, and we're kind of like, just going with it. Like Jason Marshall's in the YouTube chat, right? Or he was at some point. And we have people that Jesse and I have streamed with or met through Mixer, right, in the Mixer chat. So it's like trying to acknowledge people, but it's just kind of one of those things. So
it's not it's not the easiest thing in the world to manage, but we try.
Yeah,
successful or not.
Well, I think part of it too is just we're talking about things that we enjoy talking about, and just. Like it's more of a conversation with all of us just talking about stuff and, shooting the shit, as they say. And, and I think as long as you're doing something you enjoy, it makes it definitely a lot easier and a lot more, fun to do and worth doing. So, like that's what I look at it as. It's something I actually look forward to doing every week.
Yeah.
If it's not that for you, then it might just not be something that you should be doing anymore. Or you might want to just think about,
like
about where you want to go.
Yeah, like Jesse, and like we were trying to do the NX show live this week, and we just couldn't get it up and running, and then we were just like, well, let's just record it, and see what happens,
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's some Twitch issues, and there's some. I've been testing out this program called Restream, and like you can send it out to multiple different places, and that wasn't working correctly. So it was just I don't know. So
constant learning process. As for like keeping
constant
up with
headaches.
Keeping up with like tweets and emails. Fortunately for us, we're pretty blessed in that Corey's really good at that.
Whoa, hey.
Because
I wouldn't say that. I take a poop before our show starts, and I organize our show and send it to everybody like an hour before it starts.
I mean, did you want to look under the hood or down the pants? I'm not sure here.
Why not both?
Like, I feel like that's an issue. I mean, we're getting our shit done. So
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's done an hour beforehand or 6 hours beforehand.
That's true.
What does it matter?
Yeah, and plus, like, I feel like that sort of speaks to the spirit of the show. We kind of fly by the seat of our pants here anyway. And
who's wearing pants?
Good point.
I'm definitely not.
I mean, I saw Jesse when he got up. He had shorts on, so
I'm wearing.
How
shorts.
dare you, sir? But I think that, like, we operate pretty well in a winging it kind of waters. So yeah. It's one of those things that we just kind of do. I don't know if we do well, but we have fun every week and we just do it.
Mm-hmm. And your your emails and your questions you send in definitely makes it a lot easier for us at times.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we are blessed. We are very blessed in that regard. So I will move on. Thank you for your question, Brandon, and welcome to the crew. Next up, the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Malone. As we are all fans of music, especially Corey.
Yep.
What gets you to put on certain records? Do you plan ahead, or do you just go with however you're feeling? Do you ever put on something to purposefully change your mood? Love you, bros. Corey,
I definitely put stuff on. I definitely put stuff on to purposely change my mood. Like if there's just not having the day that's just not going great, there's certain bands or songs that I can listen to kind of help just like steer towards a better feeling mood. Or for me though, like since I can remember, I've always just kind of been someone who would go to the store, whether it be FYE or like back in the day we used to have like the used CD places that I would just go pick stuff up, and maybe I'd like it, maybe I wouldn't, but I just would try all different things. Because in my house, my dad listened to country music and my mom likes like Christian stuff, so like I had no help whatsoever in my house for good music.
And you know what, I'm gonna say this: there are redeemable country artists, there are redeemable Christian artists.
Yeah,
yes,
there are.
But like there's not a lot of them, mind you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not here to do that sort of gatekeeping.
Yeah, but
Moose,
just a lot of searching for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put music on to change my mood, like throw something on and just try and be upbeat about it. My main thing is like really like when I'm trying to focus, like when I'm at work. Like I got a couple of artists that I'll just queue up and throw them on, and it allows me to listen to their music. And not that I'm not thinking about their music, but it allows me to go on autopilot a lot easier. Because like I work in an office and we're like close to each other, so like there might be a lot of chatter outside of what I'm trying to do that doesn't pertain to what I'm trying to do, and it's like I'm trying to block that out. So like I just put the headphones in, put the music on, and just get the job done. So that's usually what I do. I mean, workout, like sometimes like I should have went to the gym today, but I didn't because I just did not want to go. But like sometimes when I want to go to the gym, like I'll go to the gym and like fire up, some metal or something, and just be like, let's get something that's like motivating, and like you can tell like music helps motivate people. Like if you're listening to something, you're gonna get in your groove and you're gonna get moving and you're gonna be, work more efficient. It's like workouts. Like I can tell, I can see my steps per minute go up if I'm listening to a more like song that's getting me like pumped up to like do what to like work out, whereas opposed to like listening to like a more laid back song. So like I always try and find those when I go to the gym so that I can get on the elliptical and just I'm on there for 60 minutes. I might as well try and do my best before I step off of that elliptical. So yeah.
Corey, you're the music guy on this show.
Yeah, that's me.
He's the bro.
They call me Mr. Music.
Yeah. He's introduced me to so many bands, guys. Seriously.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Crazy.
I mean,
I wish you would talk more about them on the podcast.
I know. Sometimes the music I listen to is just so out there that I like to get you guys in there and you guys just talk about what you need to and we'll just move on,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I've just been listening to a lot of Jesse's album lately, to be quite honest with you.
Oh, look at Jesse getting 2 plugs in one show. Good for him.
I mean, and when I'm like on Mixer, I play it, and people comment about it all the time in the chat. They're all like, "Who's music that?" I'm like, "It's Phantoms. Go follow Phantom." So,
who's Phantom?
it's the title of the episode, "Phantom of the Remnant," because Remnant of the Ashes is talked about so much.
Yeah, as it should be.
Yeah. So
Tell him, Jesse.
So, I mean, I usually just listen to podcasts, to be honest with you. I don't really listen to a lot of music. So, in case people are new and didn't get the joke.
Right.
He's trash.
I am. That's fine.
I'm kidding.
I might as well wrap myself up in a trash bag and hop on out to the dumpster.
Oh, don't do that.
You're right next to me, man. It's fun. Would just be like, eh. Just
Trash bag.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that you can definitely use music to enhance or change your mood. I don't really do it that way. I tend to just dive into this collection behind me and just pick out the first thing that jumps. Now, if I'm feeling a different genre or a specific artist, I definitely go for that. But most of the time, I don't really plan a ton of it unless a record has come in and I'm like, oh, I know Rebo want to listen to this. Like when Vinyl Me Please sent me their last month's records, like the new Sleater Kenny album was part of that. I'm like, okay, so I have to set this up and like make sure that Reba's here to listen to it because that's like our favorite band and it's actually a really good album. Moose has heard it. He and Jeff got to listen to it when they were here.
Which one was that again?
Sleater Kenny.
Yes, it was very good. He played it. It was good. Yes.
And more often than not, I tend to even if I need a mood change, like I'm not one of those people who could say, oh, I'm going to put on some happy music and I'll just be happy.
I'm not that way either.
It's never really worked that way for me. And I know a lot of people it does. That's just never been how it's been. I mean, I do know that there are certain types of music that definitely fit certain moods. Like if I'm gonna get lost and go to space in No Man's Sky, I have a playlist set up specifically for that. And yeah, so the real answer is I don't really plan all that much. I tend to just say like, oh, I'll listen to. Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. Probably why I listen to the Velvet Underground a lot. So let's move on. This is our last question. It's from Britt Phillips. Hey boys, I've been listening for quite some time, about 6 months. I wanted to write in about how you've cultivated a very diverse audience. You read questions from every age, race, sexuality, etc., and I feel that it's a cool thing considering you are all straight white men. How does that happen, and what do you think about it? By the way, it's Red Magic 216 from Mixer, Corey. Hey!
Red Magic. She watched our Fortnite stream the other night, Jesse.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. We did terribly.
Double cool.
No, I'm saying it's not your fault because you probably don't play Fortnite as much as 13-year-olds.
I literally have only been playing for like a week.
Yeah, exactly.
So I played the last time. Honestly, besides this week, the last time I played it was when it came out on Switch.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, the Switch version is not the version everybody else is playing. So.
No, it's not. It's the mobile version, to be honest.
Yeah, that had been the last time I played it too, is when it was on Switch.
be honest, I don't know how to cultivate a diverse audience. I know that I want an audience as diverse as possible, but I don't know how to specifically make that happen.
I think we're just who we are.
Yeah,
I think we're all accepting of like everybody and anyone. I mean, like I'm in the South now. Well, I've been in the South for 20 some years now. But like coming down here, like there's some racism down here. And it's just like my stance has always been and will forever be, I don't care what skin color you are, what gender you are, like I don't like if you're trying to do a job, as long as you're doing the best job you can or trying to do the best job that you can, then do it. You know what I mean? Do what you want to do with your life. Be happy. Pursue your happiness. As long as you're not hurting anybody, I don't care. And I'm going to support that 110%. So if that allows, I feel that's the type of mentality that allows us to have a diverse fan base.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and we've had the discussion of like, well, we've had multiple discussions of like looking within yourself and trying to make yourself better too.
Yeah,
I mean, like
stop improving. I mean,
yeah, and like we've had discuss. I mean, I think our first email the night Casey, like he or she, I don't remember if that's a he or a she or not. But they have confessed some pretty heavy stuff to us via email in the past, and we've always been like super supportive of of us and anybody who might listen to us and our friends. We've been super supportive about them being who they want to be, as long as they're not shitty. And I know that shitty can mean a wide range of things, but in 2019 there's a pretty clear definition of what shitty is. As long as they're not hurting people or hating people, I think we're okay with them.
Yeah. Yeah, and Matt, you and I talked about in a chat earlier in the week about, I think we as a group of Nerds Gone Rogue, like, not only do we want to, like, help other people do stuff that they want to do, but we also want to, like, encourage people to be better, and we're trying to figure out a way to make that like almost like a hashtag that we use, or like a thing that we like encourage people to be better people,
Yeah.
So and I know we've had that discussion too, Jesse, and I know we've had that discussion with other people within the community. Like it's to me, it's not that difficult to be nice to people or be or like I don't care, like
we try and be fucking human beings. I mean
everybody's just trying to get through their life, and everybody struggles with something different, and everybody like wants to have an identity of who they are and how they can identify with themselves, and like I mean to me it's like just be a better person, and like I don't care if you're like black, white, gay, straight, transgender, asexual, whatever. Like, I don't care what you are, who you are. If you're a good person, like, I'm gonna be nice to you. It's just how it goes. So.
And yeah, I think like mindfulness is the key thing for everyone's happiness, is just like being mindful of other people, and like like the saying, like you treat people the way that you'd want to be treated, and there's just things like that are just, I feel like, pretty easy if you're just good about stuff, that it shouldn't really be that difficult to be accepting. I mean, like Corey was saying, like, it doesn't really matter what like what you consider yourself, and when you hear about people having issues, or it being harder for certain people to be themselves or something like that, well, then like we feel like sometimes that it's our goal to try to get positivity out there, and let people know that, hey, there's always going to be shitty people, but just surround yourself with good people. And if you do that, a lot of times you don't have to worry about what other people are saying, because you'll have someone that's got your back. And that's, at the end of the day, it's all that matters, like.
Yeah. And it's not like I'm gonna sit here and pretend that like I know everything about everything that everybody's going through. Like, to be 100% honest, I have a lot of questions about, like, and not in like a bad way, just in like an educational way of like,
that's
what, like, how do you go about identifying yourself? How do you go about being like say I meet somebody who identifies as like a transgendered person, right? Like, how do like, maybe this is something that I need to at some point research or whatever too, is like, how do I help myself understand what you're going through so we can be better at being better, and
or just be like a responsible ally or whatever.
Yeah, because like I don't want to like go somewhere and like embarrass somebody because I don't know what I'm talking about, too. And like, maybe sometimes like being ignorant about stuff is definitely not the way to go about stuff, so I don't know. I just there's still a lot that I have to learn personally about that kind of stuff, but
and I'd say that's probably like what we've all four of us have in common, is like, I get the the feeling of you guys, from what I know, that you guys are like, you just got to be willing to learn about things, whether it be different kinds of music or different kinds of nationalities or different kinds of sexualities. I mean, you just, I guess, open-mindedness people throw
Catch
around a lot.
spicy.
Okay, from now on, Moose, you don't have to say you don't have to say you're welcome at the end of the show anymore. Just say ketchup ain't spicy.
There we go.
Wow.
I'm going to chime in here, and I think that I remember a moment when I was in third grade, and this is kind of funny, and well, I think it's kind of funny, but like, it's profound for me. When my parents took me to see Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure in the movie theater, there's a line that Keanu Reeves delivers in that movie. He's like, "True genius or true wisdom is in knowing that you know nothing," and he's quoting Socrates. And after that movie, on the way home, we dropped my friend off, and I'm like, "So what does that mean?" And he's like, "Well, you never really know everything. You might think you do, but you don't." Yeah. And I go, so what do I do then? And he's like, "Well, what I do is ask questions." And then I said, "Well, what if it's a stupid question?" And he's like, "Well, if you learn something, it's not really a stupid question." And I actually took that. I've actually taken that like through my life. Have I asked stupid questions? Oh, hell yes. But that lesson became super apparent when I went into healthcare as a career. My first job out of X-ray school was at a pain management clinic in Princeton, New Jersey. That was a predominantly Arabic and Muslim patient base. And as someone who did not know a lot about that, I mean, like, the only thing I really knew about that stuff was what I learned talking to Ahmed while we were playing video games. And so I would actually just ask. I'd be like, "Hey," if there was an English-speaking patient that didn't have a problem talking to me, I'm like, "Look, I'm going to ask dumb questions because I'm curious. I'm not like trying to make you feel bad. I actually want to know about your culture, your religion, your whatever," like, and depending on the patient at the time. And I've carried that like into my job now. Like, I mean, I still am, like, if I see the patient identifiers and I say the wrong gender pronoun, There are people who are shitty to me about it. Like, hey, I don't identify as that. Please address me as this. And I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. And then some of those patients are like, that's cool, you didn't know, we can move forward. Someone's like, and then there are some who are like, well, that's very inconsiderate of you. And they try and make me feel bad for the entire time that I'm X-raying. But those situations tend to, at that point, their anger really isn't about me. And I recognize that, so I just try and be like, okay, there's nothing I can do to make this person at ease. So I'll just be accommodating in the best way I know how, and we'll get through this. But to get back to Britt's question, what do we think about this? And I think I will speak for all four of us. We love it, actually.
Yeah. I love it because, like, we get so many people in here that are, like, they have different opinions on certain things and, or, like, somebody who's totally different from us. Like, look at Deshaun, right? He's totally different than us because he's not a white man, or, like, a white guy.
He's not a white dude.
But, like, he interacts with us in, like, ways that, like, a lot of our quote unquote white friends don't, right? Like I appreciate that, and, like, you make, like, that's how you, like, and honestly I wish, like, this didn't have to matter in a world, but it's 2019 and the world is scary out there, but, like, finding a common ground kind of, like, normalizes it in a way, and you're like, oh yeah, like, we play Destiny, right? Like, we both play Destiny, we both play Halo, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like a way to, like,
Sean and I both like Wu-Tang,
right? Oh yeah I sure
Corey's moving on. I know exactly what he just said. I know exactly what all that means.
But and
you're like, all right.
And like, in this area that I live in, there's a lot of, like, a mix of people that live in this area, and, like, I witness some racism sometimes, and it's just kind of like, come on, dude, just people are just trying to work or move on through this area or trying to make ends meet, just, like, you don't
trying to live.
Yeah, like, you don't need that. You don't need that garbage. Get that garbage out of here, So, I don't know. I just, and we're going to start doing that at some point, like, either through our social media pages or podcasts or streaming, like, we're just going to try to encourage people to be better, like, either with, like, a hashtag or kind of tell people to be better at the end of stuff. Like, and, like, maybe that'll turn into something more, maybe it won't, but, like, just that little bit, I think, we can change a lot of things by just us trying to be better people. And I mean, not that we're, like, terrible people. We might be. I don't know.
Yeah, we very well could be. I try not to be. I really do.
In this case, like, I'm pretty sure we're all pretty decent people, and maybe uneducated in some ways in those areas, but, like, still trying to be better people. So,
Yeah. The thing is the world would be pretty dull if we all looked the same and acted the same and thought the same, and this wouldn't be a very fun place to live.
In fact, space travel might have happened already because we've all been so bored trying to get out of here. But yeah, so we don't know how it happened, but we have a pretty diverse audience. We want it to be more diverse, and we love that it's diverse, and we welcome that completely. So that's our final question. I think with that we can end the show. What do you say, gentlemen?
Yep, sounds good.
It's a great one to end it with.
Yeah.
So this has been episode 161 of Nerds Gone Rogue. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at infinite_rewind everywhere I want to be, except on Mixer. because I do have a mixer now. I am Zero Suit Rewind there.
Here's the thing. I looked for Infinite Rewind and Infinite_Rewind on Mixer, and those accounts don't exist.
Yeah, but when I tried to put them in, wouldn't let me. So
Wait, what are you on, Mixer?
I'm Zero Suit Rewind.
Zero Suit.
Yes, Zero Suit Samus.
No. I understand. I was just like,
That's a Nintendo reference, Moose.
Yeah.
Metroid. Metroid can't crawl. What if Metroid was a woman?
Would you automatically have a Mixer if you had a
Xbox Live account?
Yeah, which I did.
Well, I did too, but I don't remember the password to it. And I've tried. As we were starting this show, I tried to like re-up my Infinite_Rewind on Xbox. I think it was just Infinite Space Rewind on Xbox, but I tried to get that back and I couldn't. I don't remember anything for it. So yeah,
Probably better off.
Maybe. I don't know. I just know that like I know that I just figured I might as well get a presence there so I can follow this chucklehead and that chucklehead.
I need to get on there and follow
and
support.
You know, Moose, if we get to 150 followers, I'm giving away the digital deluxe edition.
he's already at 100 too.
I'm
What?
actually at 129 now. I gained
shit.
3 followers during this stream here, so
Congratulations! Look at you.
I know
Look at you.
I'm doing stuff on the internet, kids. First time.
Probably
This is my first
probably
time.
not the way you want to phrase that, but okay.
Well,
Okay, you know.
Hey,
So-
last night we said that we were doing that a 4-way was happening live to try to get
yeah.
because we were 4-way
No, we
co-streaming.
we were co-streaming with Zombie and Essie, and we were like, this is
Problematic AF.
To be fair, Zombie was the first one to say we were in a mediocre 4-way. So
I mean, at that point, she's just calling it what it is.
I know, you know, to be fair.
Disappointment all around. Thank you.
And then I said mediocre was an overstatement. So
Understanding the weight you punch.
I said a mediocre 4-way is too much work.
Oh, that's a white man for you.
Oh.
Jesse, where can we find you?
You can find me almost everywhere at as Phantom NXS.
Phantom NXS?
Yeah, NXS. Yep.
All right.
And don't you make music, Jesse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, don't you have an album out?
Yeah.
You know your
it's-
SoundCloud page?
SoundCloud, I
you
think.
go to SoundCloud and look for Jesse Douglas or Phantom NXS on there as well.
There will also be a link in the description of this episode for you guys to go check it out.
Yeah, mother truckers.
And there's a link you can go to my mixer or go to it through my mixer as well. I have a link and
Cool.
I believe on my Twitter and
Cool. Moose. I was on Nerds Gone Platinum last week. You and Jeff totally fucked up that intro. Even though he introduced himself as Jason, that was funny.
I know, that was pretty funny. Anyways, you can find me at Sven on Twitter, Twitch, and PlayStation Network. You can also listen to me, Jason, and Jeff discuss the PlayStation platform live every Tuesday night, usually about 9:30. It goes up every Thursday morning at 7 on YouTube for your viewing pleasure or your podcast of choice. This past Saturday, we had the awesome privilege of interviewing Gentle Bros who do Cat Quest. So we talked a lot about Cat Quest 2, and I think that'll be going up Thursday when this week's episode goes up after we record tomorrow. So check that out. That game's going to be awesome. But you could email us questions, comments, and concerns to nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. You could tweet us at ng_platinum. And just come hang out with us in our Facebook group. Just search Nerds Gone Platinum. We're out there.
That you are. Number 1 show on the network. Still.
Corey,
That's all Jason's doing.
take us home.
That.
Okay, you can find me at CoreyNHD713 on Twitter. You can also find me on Instagram and Mixer at CoreyNHD. You can find me on the NX show with Jesse on Saturdays live on somewhere. I don't know. I think we're moving off of Twitch, so we'll figure it out. Just follow the NX show on Twitter for details. But you can also find all of our content on nerdsgonerogue.com. You can also expect to see hopefully some upcoming content soon, which is in the pre-planning stages at the moment, but could be something really interesting. So,
what was the announcement for today?
What?
In your tweet, did you say there was going to be an announcement today?
Did I?
He's probably putting the cart before the horse. I had to dial him back. It's fine.
We're announcing the October giveaway today.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I thought we were doing that.
Yeah. So
we're at the end of the episode, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are listening.
Yeah, we are. So.
You know what? No, we're do this next week. No, not doing it now.
There we go. Yeah, next week will be October. Oh,
Fine.
no, never mind.
Fine.
Won't be October next week.
It'll be September.
We're just time traveling a month.
Yeah.
Hey.
Anyways,
I've been in Atlanta since April, hanging out with Outcast.
Anyways, you can download our show on any podcast service of your choice and find us on youtube.com/nerdsgonerogue. Also, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and other streaming apps that you listen to podcast services on. We encourage you to rate us, review us, and let us know how we're doing. We encourage you to email them to us at nerdsgoneroguepodcast@gmail.com for entries into our giveaway. So be surprised, because it's going to be awesome when we announce it first thing next week. Don't let me forget. Matt, don't forget, because I will.
Man, you are rolling the dice here.
I know. Anyways, I want to thank everybody so much.
Matt starts doing his rap intro in the beginning, I'll be like, giveaway. Giveaway, guys. So we don't give
just
give it away
Yeah,
give
there
it
you
away
go.
now.
There you go. Jesse knew what I was doing. Jesse knew.
Give it away.
Wow. Anyways, I want to thank everybody so much for
Meanwhile,
watching.
Corey's sitting here going, "Is that a song? I don't know."
No, I've heard that song at some point, one time, probably somewhere.
Who's it by?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Anyways, I want to thank everybody so much for watching, and I'm going to encourage all of you to be better, and we love you. See you next week.
Bye.
Be better, banana, and out.
Ketchup isn't spicy.